What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about something you must do, absolutely important, whether it's in this program or any other program. We're going to talk about that in three, two, one. Let's go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the video. So today I want to talk about something that I feel like is really important when you start in this program or any program, and that's establishing your why. Wait a minute. I know some of y'all thinking, here go another one of those cliche motivational speeches, right? No, that's not what this is. I'm telling you, establishing why, I feel like is a must. You have to do it. You have to establish and figure out what's your purpose of joining this opportunity. You know, you're going to have some rough days, y'all. And that why is the thing that's going to push you forward. So I just want to take the time to tell you my story and share my why. And I want to invite you in the end. Also, leave a comment. Share your story. Let me know what's your why. Why do you want to join this company or any company at that? So mine really started way back in 2013. And it started with a surprise visit from my dad. My dad popped over at my house. I didn't think none of it. Me and my dad had a great relationship, so I really didn't mind him coming over. But this day, my dad came over with a particular purpose, right? He really wanted me, my brother, and my sister to go with him that year to the family reunion. So we stay in Chicago, and that year the family reunion was in Atlanta. My daddy was, my father, he was really pushing. He said he really wanted us to go with him to take that trip with him that year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. I had recently started working for a new company. I was only there for a couple of months. I didn't have no vacation time, and I really didn't have no money in my account to even go if I wanted to go, which I did want to go, but I just couldn't go. I couldn't get the days off, and unfortunately, my brother and my sister didn't go either. So my father ended up having to go by himself. Well, we had other family members that went because, like I said, they all rode on a Greyhound bus and went down there, but none of his kids went with him. So what happened was I ended up getting a random call from one of my cousins, and he was saying, "Hey, your dad don't look too good. When he get back home, make him go to the doctor." That kind of caught me off guard because I had just seen my father. I'm like, okay, he seemed okay to me. Now I called my dad, and he said they stopped somewhere while they was on the road and went and grabbed something to eat. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's food poisoning or something like that. But what ended up happening is when my father got back in town, he wasn't good. He didn't look good, and he was still sick. So we did take him to see a doctor. So y'all, within a 3-month time frame, my father here went to go see a doctor, got diagnosed with cancer, and unfortunately ended up passing away from cancer. Everything happened fast. He ended up having I think cancer within the esophagus. So he started losing weight really fast, and like I say, everything just happened so fast. For whatever reason, my dad chose me to be his power of deed, his power of attorney, right? He wanted me to take care of all his personal business and everything. I don't know about y'all. Unfortunately, I've attended several funerals, but I never had the job of planning for one. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man, if y'all never did it, it's definitely something that you should do with your loved ones. It's definitely you should do with your family because it's stressful, y'all. Just for them to take the shovel and start digging a hole for a plot, I think it started off at $3,000. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy what they charging, just to bury your loved one. The one thing though that I thought I had going for me was the fact that my father had an insurance policy. My dad always had an insurance policy. He always said that he would never leave that burden on the family, right? So what ended up happening is we had arranged for the viewing of my dad to be on a Friday. Now Thursday night, this is the day before the viewing of my father, right? I get a call from the funeral home, and the funeral director say, "Hey, we need you all to come in. We have to try to figure out some other alternative because the insurance company is not going to release the funds." Now I'm just caught off guard. I'm like, what do you mean they're not gonna release the funds? My dad been having insurance for years. So we get dressed, we go down here to the funeral home, and it was, I never forget, it was me, my auntie, my brother, and it was a friend of the family, right? He was a pastor. He had agreed to allow us to have the funeral service at his church. So we sit in the office and we talking to the funeral director, and he breaking it down. And pretty much, y'all, I had never heard of this. Even though my father had insurance for years, because he had passed within 2 years of making changes to that policy, it became almost like a new policy. And that's put it in what's known as a contestable phase. So ultimately what they are doing is they're trying to say, hey, we have the right to not pay out what the policy is worth. Instead, we're just going to give your money back that you paid into the policy, right? So they want to do an investigation trying to see, was it fraud? Did my father know he was sick? Did my father know he was getting ready to pass? And that process takes months. Now, granted, we don't have months, right? We have people coming to town people already in town that's planning to come to this viewing of my dad within hours. So I'm telling y'all, what we end up having to do is change everything. They literally took my father out of one casket and put him in another one. What we was going to have a repass at. Everything ended up having to get changed, right? So I remember the funeral director, he had a sheet, a chart that he was reading off. And he said, okay, we're going to make this change, we're going to make this change, we're going to make this change. And so, unfortunately, like I said, I didn't even know they could do this. I didn't even know funeral homes did this, but you could rent caskets. So when they took my father out of one casket and put him in another casket, we just rented a casket for he could be viewed in and for the service, right? But after that, unfortunately, he was going to be put in another casket and be cremated. So we couldn't even bury my dad, right? We had to get him cremated. Now, even though my father, I knew deep down inside that my father wasn't a man, he'll understand. But this is the moment that really broke me. So when the funeral director looking at his little chalkboard, he said, hey, I noticed that you all had chose these flowers to go on your father's casket. Do you still want these flowers? It felt like, y'all, for 5 minutes, eternity almost, the room was just silent. And the reason why is because none of us had the money. We didn't even have the money to get the flowers to put on my dad's casket. Now, thankfully, after a while, the pastor who was there, he volunteered. He said, hey, I'll pay for these flowers, don't worry about it. I thank him for that to this day. But that moment, y'all, right there, that moment broke me. I was forever the same after that. I was thinking in my head, here it is, a man who's been there for me my whole life, and now I can't even put flowers on his casket. What am I doing wrong? I go to work every day. I'm a dependable worker. I help my co-workers. I thought I was good with saving money. The problem was I just wasn't making enough. I just felt low at that point, man. And now that I think back on it, I probably was actually experiencing depression at that time. But I was hurt, y'all. I was hurt. And I knew right then and there that I was never going to go back to that job again. I quit my job. I actually quit my job after that. Mentally, I said I'm never going back, and I didn't go back. I was changed from that, man. Nobody around me, even in my family, knew what I was going through, man. I just felt like, man, this man been here for me my whole life, and I can't even put flowers on his casket. So that actually ended up becoming my why. My why is I would never be in a situation where I can't be there for a loved one again. I would never be in a situation where if my mother called me and say, hey, I want to go to such and such, I want to take a vacation, I'm going. Because you never know when you're going to get that opportunity again. That was my last chance to go on a trip with my dad, and I couldn't go. I would never be in that situation again. I would never be in a situation where I hope that, and I pray to God that it's many, many years from now. But if my mother passed, I will be able to afford to put flowers on her casket. That is my why. My why is I want to be in a better position for my family. So when it's times when things get hard, or when it seems like I can't get no one to join me in the company, or that I think about my wife. I think about sitting in that funeral home and I say, hey, I don't care what's going on. I'm never going to feel that way again. So that's my why, y'all. I want to invite y'all to leave a comment and share your story with me. Share with me your why. And I'll make a video again later down the line. Y'all let me know. Matter of fact, let me know in the comment section. Do y'all want to know what happened after that? Because, man, y'all, I just randomly quit my job without no plan. And ain't like the bills disappear, right? So I just randomly quit. Like I just had money sitting in the bank and I didn't. So if y'all want to know the part 2 of that story, let me know. But also, share me your why. I'll see y'all on the next video. Thanks.